Okay? Very good. So the Gemara Masechet Sanhedrin says you're not allowed to be malbish avodah zara and man'il avodah zara. Na'alain. So we see malbush is one thing. Malbush clothing. Bukhari said levos. Malbush is from Hebrew. Levos. They say malbush. According to Bukhari, levos. Malbush and man'il and na'alaim and shoes are two different things. Because if it is the same thing, why the Gemara says you're not allowed to put on him clothes and you're not allowed to put on him shoes? If levush is everything, including the shoes, you should have said you're not allowed to put any clothes on top of the avodah zarah, which will include the shoes. Must be that shoes is different than clothes. For Shabbat, you need. So says Rabbi, take that information from avodah zarah laws and put it for Shabbat. Be Shabbat, what the Gemara says, you have to have malbush miyuhad le Shabbat. It doesn't say malbush is a clothing, but it does the shoes. By the laws of avodah zarah, it says don't put no clothes, don't put no shoes. So you say that no shoes, it's not connected to clothes. It's two separate things. So take that information and plug it into Shabbat laws. ראית איזה חכם ברב עובדיה? Unbelievable, huh? The next one, he says, בקידושין. גמרא עם קידושין, ל"א עמוד ב' says, כתוב, כבד, כבוד אב, ואם מלביש ומנעיל. One of the respects that you're supposed to give to your parents is that you're supposed to clothe them and you're supposed to put shoes on them. So Rabbi Yosef says the same thing in Masechet Kiddushin. The first proof was for Masechet Sanhedrin, in page 60. Samech Amud Bet. There's another Gemara in Masechet Kiddushin, page 31. Amid Aleph. Over there the Gemara talks about the laws of respecting your father and your mother. Kibud Aveim. And part of the respect of father and mother, says the Gemara, you have to be malbish uman'il. Put shoes on your parents. Put clothes on your parents. And also make sure to put shoes on your parents. That's part of the mitzvah of kibud aveim. So we see again that if clothing and shoes is the same thing, why the Gemara repetitive language? Put shoes and put clothes. So must be, it's not the same. Clothes is obligated, it's one thing. Shoes is another thing. So for Shabbat, we must have special clothes. Is it a must to have yochai? Is it a must to have special shoes for Shabbat or no? Maskana.
We said no.
Very good. But Rabbi Yosef says, before you leave, I want to just to get the conclusion. Rabbi Yosef says, Maskana, he says, even though you don't have to have special shoes for Shabbat, but you're supposed to clean the shoes special for Shabbat. The same shoes you can have whatever you have during the weekday, but don't have them dirty and come to the synagogue like that. Make it nice, that is going to look good for Shabbat. ועוד, כך כתוב בהרבה מקומות. גרצ'ה היה אומלט. It's warm? גרצ'ה. I warmed it up. Kept it warm. So it's not going to become cold for the people. Okay? ועוד כך כתוב בהרבה מקומות, משמע שאין נעליים בכלל לבוש, שהרי פירט כל אחד בבני עצמן. אך יש לומר שפעמים מתן מפרט אפילו דבר שהוא כלול, כדי מצאנו לגבי תלמוד תורה, להבל, שאסור בתורה, והוא הדין בנביאים ובכתובים, אף שזה בכלל התורה. So Rabbi Yosef says, really, I'll tell you that those Gemarot are not really a strong proof. Maybe when the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat said you have to have special clothes for Shabbat, it means also special shoes. Why the Gemara in Sanhedrin about Avodah Zarah said clothes and shoes? About the Gemara in Masechet Kiddushin spoke about respecting parents, said clothes and shoes. So why in Masechet Shabbat says clothes? Must be it's only clothes. Because Rabbi, really it's not a proof. Why? Gemara sometimes gives elaboration in details, even for things that they are already included. I'll give you an example, says Rabbi. You know, lo alenu lo alechem, if a person buried his father and his mother, lo alenu. We should not see those days now, after 120 to them. And during the Shiva, you're not allowed to learn Torah. Avel is not allowed to learn Torah.
7 days?
Yeah. So what should he do? To go to work, he cannot. To go learn Torah, he cannot. What should I do? Watch the TV all day? What should I do all day? Tehillim is debatable. If you want to do it, Le'ilu Nishmat, your father and mother, you have whom to rely on. Because it doesn't make you happy. But Torah you're not allowed to. Question says Rav Ovadia, what about Nevi'im and Ketuvim? What if I want to learn right now, not Torah, I want to learn Navi. I want to know the story of Yoshua, Shoftim. I want to learn the stories of Nevi'im, Haftarah. I want to learn Ketuvim, Mishle, Shir Hashirim, Ruth, Megillat Ruth. Right now, coming up, Shavuot, right? There is a Megillat Ruth coming up in Shavuot. Coming up in a few weeks. So I want to, the Avel is asking, he says, I want to prepare myself for Shavuot. I want to go over Megillat Ruth. I have a lot of time now. I don't go to work. I don't have to call to Shimon. Toda Shabbat. I don't have work right now. I don't have any anything to do. I'll prepare Megillat Ruth. Can I do that or no? Because the Gemara says you're not allowed to learn Torah. What does Torah means? Chamisha Chomshe Torah, 5 books of Moses.
It's not elaborating.
Huh?
It's not elaborating.
So the Tana says you're not allowed, Havel, not allowed to learn Torah. Nevi'im Ketuvim. Why did you tell me Nevi'im Ketuvim? Obviously, Nevi'im Ketuvim is part of the Torah.
Right.
If somebody tells you you're not allowed to learn Torah in the restroom, and you pull out Navi and start reading, what are you going to tell this guy? Shechem ben Hamon, nachon? He told you don't learn Torah in the restroom. Nachon? Rabbi, אתה זוני Torah, אתה נביאים. Habibi, this is part of the Torah. He's going to pull out Yalkut Yosef, start reading halachot in the restroom. He's sitting half an hour, this guy. He can finish us in the restroom. Can you say, Rabbi, this is not Torah? Obviously, that's part of the Torah. The Talmud, the Gemara, the Te'ilim, the Tanakh, the Nevi'im, Ketuvim, the Mishle, the Ruth. All of them are part of it. So why the Tana said you're not allowed to learn Torah when you are Avel, and you're not allowed to learn Nevi'im, and you're not allowed to learn Ketuvim. We have to say over and over. So you see, says Rav Ovadia said that sometimes the Tana in the Mishnah, in the Gemara, the Amoraim will elaborate in very detailed things, even though that's already included in the first thing.
Right.
So really, says Rav Ovadia, take that concept and plug it into the clothing and shoes. When the Gemara in Masechet Sanhedrin said you're not allowed to put clothes on the Avodah Zarah, and you're not allowed to put shoes. You see, shoes are not clothes. That's separate things. No, they are the same thing. So why did he say it? Because that's what Tana said. Tana elaborates on things.
That's what it is. Elaborate.
You understand?
Clarify.
Yeah. Comes also to, says Rav Ovadia, I'll have to bring therefore another proof. From where? In the morning, Rabotai, you all say Birkot HaShachar. Right? What do you say in the morning? Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam malbish arumim. Nachon? That's for clothes. And then what do you say bracha? Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam she'asa li kol tzorki. What is that bracha for? For the shoes. Huh? Why is it a separate bracha? If you already thank Hashem for clothes, and shoes were part of clothes, why you have a separate bracha for the shoes?
How do we know that's for shoes?
The poskim said that's on Tisha B'Av, on the Yom
That's
Kippur.
what you say,
The poskim debate. Do we have to say bracha on the La'aseh Likot Tzorki or not? Why there's the debate? It's part of the
I
clothes.
thought it was a rooster.
No.
No.
Rooster is הנותן לשכבי בינה להבחין בין יום ולילה. יעקב, הנה тоже принеси. Coffee, I think, 5,000. Coffee. There's молоко тоже.
That's what he means?
Tzorki means everything I need. God made for me everything I need. So, what is the most important thing you need in your body? Shoes. Gemara says, sell your house,
Most comfortable.
but get shoes for your legs.
Most
Because
comfortable.
your feet carries your whole body.
Everything in your house. Because you walk.
There's many reasons why. Kabbalistic answers, halachic answers. Many reasons.
Don't be
If I
tired.
sell the shoes, I'll keep buying another house.
What is the biggest tumah in the world?
On
The
floor.
ground. That's why whenever the Egyptians wanted to make dam, they were able to. Tzfardea, dam is blood. Tzfardea is frogs. They were able to. Kinim,
They couldn't.
lies.
Finger of God.
Why? I say in order for them to do the black magic, they needed to take their feet, the shoes off and touch the ground. Ground is cursed. So in order for them to connect to the black power, they have to connect to the curse.
Okay.
That's that to walk bare feet brings the biggest tumah in your entire body.
What?
So if my wife
Hatzikom,
says it's-
Hatzikom, Naol Tzichatzit is the
How about-
biggest tumah in the world.
but this,
How about?
So what the Gemara says, better for you
Second.
to have no house, sell your house, be homeless, chas v'shalom. If you don't have money, make sure you buy shoes for your legs. Because to be without home but be tahor, kadosh is better than to have a home and be tameg, walk outside bare feet.
When we say
But-
ground, meaning even this ground?
No,
Higher,
there's
or just
debate
any
in
dirt.
There is a debate in the poskim, is it dirt or is it tile even? Bottom line, Rav Yosef says it's only dirt. But if you want to be mahmir, according to all opinions, try not to get any of them.
so I
Some
can-
people make heated floors in order to go without shoes in the house.
Is it good or not good?
so it's not good.
Good.
No, I'm not saying no good. They put usually socks also most of the time also. Most people have socks. They don't just go.
My wife likes to go barefoot.
Said it's not halacha allowed, no problem.
What about outside in the backyard barefoot?
On dirt,
No, on ground.
on
Pavers.
on
Pavers.
pavers,
Yeah,
it's
no.
like tiles. Same idea.
It's out.
Sand is also okay or no? Sand?
Sand is debatable on the beach. There's like a bigger problem. Better
Bigger
not to
problem?
do. Some say that sand was not cursed because only curses because it grew out. Hashem said, "I told you not to make trees." The ground didn't listen to Hashem.
What sand is it?
So they say, Dafka, something that grows, that didn't listen. Sand of the beach cannot grow.
No.
So therefore it's not part of the curse.
In Dubai only. The sand.
Got it? Shakol we have? You guys already said everything, huh?
הכל מכל.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. Thank you. וגם, okay, so that's one proof. ולכן מברך על הנעליים ברכה בפני עצמה. אך לעולם מלבוש בעלמא שייך גם על הנעליים, כדמצינו בשבת. Now, Rav Yosef says, I'll bring you another proof on the other side. That part of clothing is shoes. Huh? Where'd you get it? You say, oh yeah, I'll bring you proof. Gemara says in Masechet Shabbat on page 120. We should all reach 120 wealthy and healthy. Gemara says over there in Masechet Shabbat, page 120, that if chas v'shalom lo alenu lo alechem, the house goes on fire on Shabbat.
Take your shoes out first.
Can you save your what can you take out?
Shoes.
So says the Gemara, you're allowed to take food for 3 meals. Friday night, Shabbat morning, Shabbat afternoon, so you can say Hamotzi and not to miss the 3 meals of Shabbat.
When fire in Shabbat?
On Shabbat, yeah. And you're allowed to save your clothes. Oh, that's it. And you're allowed to save your clothes, period.
Doesn't say specifically shoes.
Right. Can you also save your shoes?
No.
I mean, you gotta wear
From
it.
the fire?
That's already got given.
Oh, so that's what it says. It says that's already part of clothes. Huh? So we see that shoes is part of clothes. So when the Torah said you have to have special clothes for Shabbat,
Shoes also.
maybe also including
Shoes.
special shoes for Shabbat. Another proof he brings in Masechet Shabbat in Yerushalmi. You know, Rabotai, we have Bavli and we have Talmud, Yerushalmi.
Right.
In Yerushalmi it says, אין דרך שיהיה לאדם בית נעליים, אחד לשבת ושני לחול. Yerushalmi says, it's not normal for a person to have 2 types of shoes, one for Shabbat and one for regular day.
What do you
It's
mean,
not normal,
What? For them?
yeah, in their times, to have special shoes, one for Shabbat, one for regular day. It was not normal.
It's not fair.
You had one pair for the whole year.
הוא פירש קורבן העדה שאין דרך שיהיה בית זוגות מנעליים, אך פני משה כתב בדרך שאלה. Now you know the problem with Yerushalmi, רבותיי, was written under stress. Rabbi Yohanan was the author of the Yerushalmi. He was writing it when he was chased. In Eretz Israel, the Greeks and the Romans and every other time, Babel, every time another empire, Ottoman Empire, tried to always conquer Eretz Israel, Yerushalayim. In the king's mind, whoever has Yerushalayim under his domain, under his wing, he is a real king. Whoever just conquer his own territories, that's nothing. Putin that will conquer Ukraine, that's not a big deal. But if you will conquer Yerushalayim, Mujrik, this is a king.
Right,
That's
what
what was back in the day, the understanding in the world. For some reason, Yerushalayim was
Alexander-
always a point of argument.
Right.
Still is.
Alexander's got this type of.
Yeah, everybody, every kings, all the kings. They started in a place and then they moved, shifting their army towards Yerushalayim to conquer Yerushalayim. That's always was the situation throughout history. Rabbi Yochanan was in Eretz Israel. Now the Greeks are coming, making balagan. The Romans are coming, making balagan. So he was writing the Yerushalmi under stress. What's the problem whenever you write things under stress? You don't elaborate well. You just throw things, in a shiur, you're in a college, or in a shiur Torah, Be'ezrat Hashem, and you're taking notes, right? You don't elaborate a lot. You put bullet points. Why? You have no time. Rabbi Yochanan wrote Yerushalmi like bullet points. So now you can read a bullet point as a statement, or you can read a bullet point as a question. So the Gemara says, it's not common, it's not normal for a person to have one shoe for Shabbat and another shoe for regular day. That's a statement. Now, the same words. It's not normal to have one shoe for Shabbat and another one for the regular day.
The tone changes.
Same exact words. I didn't change one word. Now what happens? If it's a question, it's like a rhetorical question. Isn't it normal to have one shoe for Shabbat and another one for Yom Chol? For regular days? So isn't it normal means you have to have one shoe for Shabbat and another one for Yom Chol. So you have to have special shoes for Shabbat.
Yeah.
That's the other way to look at it.
Right.
The final show?
I think so.
Yeah? You should call it. Not to miss, okay? So based on this way of reading the Yerushalmi, it could be that you're obligated to have one shoe for Shabbat and another one for Yom Chol.
We don't learn a lot from Yerushalmi. Bible.
Yeah, halacha always will be like Bavli. Anytime there's a machloket, Bavli Yerushalmi, halacha like Bavli. וכן כתבו, כן, בכן כתובות, צריך לקנות נעליים לאישה. Now, Gemara Masech Ketubot goes through how many stuff men obligated to buy for his wife. How many things you obligated as a man to buy
Dresses.
for your wife? Written in
Every
halacha.
holiday
There's
dress.
halacha. How much food, how much clothes obligated. So now, Gemara says in Masech Ketubot, page 64,
Yeah, Rabbi says in the Ketubot.
צריך לקנות נעליים לאישה במקום הערים בשלוש רגלים. שום מצוות ושמחת בחגיך. Gemara says, whenever places that there's mountains, the shoes wear off faster. Because whenever you go on the incline, the shoe has a lot of, when you go down, you're rubbing it against the shoes much more.
Wears off. Wears off.
Wears off, yeah, that's what I'm to say. Wears off quicker. In the places of mountains. Heels up and down. Tell it to all the shoes stores. You guys want to make money? Open it in places there's valleys and heels. It's the best location for you. Gemara says in Masechet Ketubot, page 64. And the Gemara says that you have to, men back in the day had to buy for their wives, Rahmim, 3 sets of shoes in Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot. 3 times a year for her, make her happy for the holidays. Says Avadia, hold on a second. If we were obligated to have special shoes for Shabbat also, so you should have said you have to buy her 6 pairs of shoes. One for Shabbat, one for regular day, Sukkot, Pesach, Shavuot. So why the Gemara only said you have to buy her 3 sets of shoes,
It's
pairs of
different.
shoes,
It's different.
for Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot, and what she's going to wear during Shabbat?
Wear regular shoes during Shabbat.
So there's another one.
No. Say one of the 3 that you already got.
Oh, so what do you see? That for Shabbat, you don't have to have special shoes.
Family.
Got it? That's why you only need Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot. Yo,
That's it. It's more than enough.
That's it.
3 pairs
that's
a
it,
year.
per year.
Per year. 20 years you married.
Again, that's only in the mountain area.
Yeah.
Not in Queens, Brooklyn.
In
when
Queens
it's,
once a year. It's enough.
Queens, Brooklyn.
There's no
Queens
mountains.
is there.
Okay. And even that, only because you're going to make your wife happy during the holiday. Besamachta bechagecha. You have to be happy during the holiday. Question, is there an obligation to be happy during Shabbat the same way like in the holiday? For every holiday by halakha, you must buy a gift for your wife.
Shabbat you enjoy.
On Shabbat, you're obligated. Johnny boy, fata. Musaf, Halel.
Johnny boy, come, sit over here.
Breakfast, מזמין את המזונות, יש
Boy,
לו.
say it.
חכו. On Shabbat, you're obligated before Shabbat to buy your wife a gift every Shabbat?
Flowers. And
Obligation, flowers.
Make her happy.
Okay, if that make her happy, but it's an obligation.
Yeah.
Before Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot, you must buy your wife from Torah a gift. A watch, clothes, books, a laundry machine, some device for the house, whatever it is that will make her happy.
More shoes.
Or whatever it is.
А что если она сама купит? Whatever
Это
she
не
likes?
считается.
No,
Она
you-
сама может покупать.
Yeah, your credit
On
card.
your
On your
account.
credit
Yeah,
card.
she comes with thank you for my dresses.
А что, она говорит, ты не знаешь, что я хочу.
Amen.
I'll buy it myself, she chooses, but
Very good.
Sometimes I buy the
That's,
wrong
so that's what says Rav
I
Vadia.
make kavanah, I say as if I gave it to you.
Very good. You're correct. You did the right thing.
What's your cover?
counts?
Take my
Yeah,
money,
it counts.
spend it.
But she chooses.
Yeah.
Hi.
It's better off to buy, in my opinion, to buy a person a gift card or give him cash for his birthday versus buy him a gift because maybe he doesn't need your gift.
Most likely doesn't like whatever you choose.
Yeah. The Gemara says the same way our faces looks different, so do our opinions are different. כשם שפרצופיהם שונים, כך דעותיהם שונים. That's why a person should not be upset whenever somebody else has different opinion about a certain matter than him. In the shul, in the home, in the community, in the business, in partnerships. Yeah? My partner got to decide. Every time I say A, he says B. If I wanted to say B, I have to say B and then he's going to say A. It's always the opposite than me.
story in the Gemara.
Yeah, there are some people get upset. Why my friends around in the shul, at work, at home? I have an opinion. I want to put a closet over there. My wife said, no, tam closet in pajot. Why always opposite than me? He gets upset. So the answer is, come to that guy and say, listen, do you get upset why your after Simon doesn't look like your wife after Simon? Huh? Why? Why not upset? How come you look different than me? Why not upset about it? This is my face. This is her face. Says the Gemara. The same way your faces are different,
Opinion's good.
your opinions must be also different.
Which Masachet is that?
I have to quote for you. ולכן מספיק לצחצחם בכבוד שבת והמחמיר שיהיה לו נעליים. Therefore, conclusion, says Rav Yosef, for Shabbat, there is no obligation, as I told to Yochai before he left, but there is a recommendation to have special shoes for Shabbat, but not obligation. And if you do not have special shoes for Shabbat, just make sure the regular shoes of the weekdays will be clean enough for Shabbat.
So what are the other things for the wife you're obligated? You said the shoes?
No, there's a whole list. That's not a topic. Nobody just took that part from there to prove that there's only 3 sets of pairs of shoes for the year. Why didn't it say 6? One for Shabbat, for those 3 holidays, and one for the Yom Chol. So you see, it's 2 separate things that are not required. You only need 3 pairs of shoes back in the day in the mountain area. And you don't have to have 6. Must be that for Shabbat, you don't have to have special shoes. You must have special clothes, but you don't have to have special shoes.
Pesach, Shavuot, and
Окей. Млабехо, спасибо, что вы пришли.
No, we have another 3 minutes.
А еще 3 минуты.
We're going to learn right now Musar, Rabotai. Emuna. Rabbi Nachman.
Shavuot.
Rabbi Nachman writes,
Rabbi Nachman.
Rabbi Nachman has a question. He says, I have a חיסרון האמונה, says Rabbi Nachman, היא הגלות הכי קשה. When a person loses his emuna, he falls into the biggest galut and to the 49th level of tum'ah.
Depression.
He says, where do we know it from? He says, listen, a person has, in Egypt, we were in the 49th level of tum'ah, right?
Yeah.
That if we will stay another minute over there, we will be locked inside Egypt, we will not be able ever come out. Until now, אנחנו ואבותינו, we will be still until today in Egypt slaves. If we wouldn't cap that 1 extra minute. That's what we say in Haggadah Shel Pesach, right? So says the rabbi over here, I don't understand. You guys know that we sing in Hallel, that is recorded by David HaMelech, that it was given by Hashem. בצאת ישראל ממצרים בית יעקב ועם לועז הייתה יהודה לקודשו ישראל ממשלותיו. You guys remember that song or no? You guys know what the meaning of the song? Okay, so let's translate. When the Jewish people came out of Egypt, בצאת ישראל ממצרים, בית יעקב מעם לועז, the ladies from a foreign, מעם לועז, לעז is foreign nation. הייתה יהודה לקודשו, the Yehuda, which is the Jewish people, were kadosh, kadosh. We're keeping all the mitzvot. Women did not speak with men. Any goy, no lady spoke with a goy. One lady that did, they publicized it all over the news. Shulamit Badivri. Remember the story with her? Oh, she was such a talker. She spoke so much with men. When did she spoke with men? She spoke one time with men. What's the big deal? She used to say shalom to men. Tamon. Means to say that she was extraordinary. She was weird that she did such a thing. Means that we're living in a generation, in their time, that the ladies did not speak to goyim. Holy or not holy? Goy, alas nidras gavari. Holy generation or no?
Yeah.
Men does not change their clothes. Kippah, kukul, tzitzit. That's what he said. They didn't change their clothing, right? They didn't change their language. They spoke clean language, no lashon hara, spoke in Hebrew. That's what they were called, the Ivrim, right? The Ivrim, the Hebrews. That's what their name was. They all made sure not to have changed their names. Yosef, was not Joey. Daniel was Daniel, was not Danny or Dan or who knows what. So such a holy generation, what do we mean, says the rabbi, that we were the 49th level of Tumah? 49th level of Tumah. What are you talking about? So answers the rabbi of here, Mevo'ar, Be'or Shivat HaYamim, HaBaal Shem Tov. He brings the answers of the Baal Shem Tov. שגלות מצרים היה שחסר להם הדעת. You know what it means that you were in Egypt in Galut? That they were such a tum'ah? Because they were lacking da'at, understanding, acknowledgement, שיש בורא, that there is a creator, המחדש בכל רגע מעשה בראשית, that he is making every single reality to be existing every single moment. A person came out of his house, he wants to drive to the synagogue, goes somewhere, he sees somebody blocked his driveway. Yaakov, what happens to that guy? Gets upset, נכון?
Yeah.
Why? Who blocked my driveway? What is this? People have no derech eretz. What's going on? Pashol on Tripoli, Shaspazavu. I'm going to show you what it is. They're going to tow his car away. נכון? First of all, he gets upset. Why he gets upset?
No Emuna.
Because he doesn't recognize, he doesn't acknowledge that God made that driver to park your car right here, to park his car right here. If God didn't want it to happen, he could have stopped his car a second before he made it that turn to your driveway. He could have stopped right a minute before. Could have happened or no? How many times you go on in the middle of the highway, car stop? How many times you pass by highways and you see this? Hashem could have made that car stop? Yeah. Hashem could have made the driver heart stop, so you will not be alive to make that turn? So who made the car of that guy drive? Who made the heart of that guy go?
All the time.
So who made that parking taken? That driver? Or God sent him to make it? When you first of all have that acknowledgement, your level of anger, and by being peaceful and calm, Rahmin, you get your long life prolonged. Long life. What kills, all doctors agree, what kills the body the fastest?
Stress.
Stress. Yeah. We all want to go to the gym, be healthy, eat healthy food, make sure you take vitamin supplements, make sure you sleep well, make sure you breathe well, make sure our clothes are good, everything well so we can live longer, healthier. And yet we forget the most important thing that we need is not to be stressful.
What's the remedy for stress?
So that's why he says when a person loses the acknowledgement that Hashem is the one that runs this world, and every existing around us is 100% from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When you lose that mindset, you will fall to the 49th level of Tumah automatically. And this is what it says Galut Mitzrayim was. Whenever you get Gola, in Ivrit, Gola is the exile, Gola. He said, why are you in Gola? Because you don't have Hashem in the picture. Who is Hashem? One. What's the first letter in Hebrew? Aleph. Take the word Gola and add letter Aleph into the equation. You get the word Geula. What's the difference between Gola? Exile. Geula? Redemption. What's the difference in the letters? Here there's a book for Aleph. Geula. Here there is no Aleph. What is Aleph? One. Who is one? Hashem. If you see that Hashem is the one that made that, the darkness turns into light. You stressful situation turns into a calm situation. You'll find the guy you call. Can you please move your car? You can ask nicely, please don't park here next time. It's blocking my drive. You can speak. Nobody says take it and do anything, nothing about it. Do, but your anger level will be already much more reduced. And you're going to be living longer because you can have stress-free life. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen. Rabbi Hanania ben Akashia omer.
8.